And his words and his philosophy like an ocean. And even today, thousands of books, articles, for example, theses, other things have been written about and from these sources, which is Hikmat al-Ishraq. Even if you go to some universities here in the United States, like New York University, like Princeton, like Harvard, and we have some experts from Western thinker, expert in Hikmat al-Ishraq, illuminative philosophy. So it's very important after Ibn Sina. And finally, we come to the third part of philosophy, or third school of philosophy, which is al-Hikmat al-Muta'aliyah, which is very important to know about this hikmah, which is Mullah Sadra. So, from sisters, yes, you can read for us.
We don't go to the second line. Tonight, we have to go from first line. So, Transcendental School.
Transcendental School or Theosophy. Transcendent Theosophy or Hikmah al-Muta'aliyah, the doctrine and philosophy that has been developed and perfected by the Persian Islamic philosopher Mullah Sadra, is one of the major disciplines of Islamic philosophy, which is very live and active even today. His philosophy and ontology is considered to be just as important to Islamic philosophy as Martin Heidegger's philosophy later was to Western philosophy in the 20th century. Mullah Sadra brought a new philosophical insight in dealing with the nature of reality and created a major transition from essentialism to existentialism.
Right.
In Islamic philosophy, several centuries before this occurred in Western philosophy. The expression al-Hikmah al-Muta'aliyah comprises two terms, al-Hikmah meaning theosophia and Muta'aliyah meaning exalted or transcendent. It is a most appropriate name for a school, not only for historical reasons, but also because the doctrines of Mullah Sadra are veritably both hikmah or theosophy in its original sense and an intellectual vision of the transcendent which leads to the transcendent itself. So Mullah Sadra's school is transcendent for both historical and metaphysical reasons. Mullah Sadra gave many definitions to the term hikmah. The most famous one is hikmah is a vehicle through which man becomes an intelligible world resembling the objective world and simulates the order of universal existence. In this school, the most rigorous logical discourse is combined with illumination and direct experience of ultimate reality, as seen so amply in Mullah Sadra's masterpiece, As-Safar
Al-Arba'a, Al-Asfar Al-Arba'a, the four journeys. This is the famous book of Mullah Sadra. You may hear about this book.
And this is about 9 volumes, talking about philosophy. And Mullah Sadra called the title of this book is Al-Asfar Al-Arba'a. There are 4 journeys, which is As-Safar Al-Awwal من الخلق إلى الحق، السفر الثاني من الحق إلى الحق، السفر الثالث من الحق إلى الخلق بالحق، السفر الرابع من الخلق إلى الخلق بالحق. There are some explanation about this. And all this in his book is talking about philosophy, metaphysics, and all this. And today, for advanced study in philosophy, is a special text. So whoever wants to become a philosopher should take some courses in Asfar al-Arba'a. So they have to pass all texts and all kinds of philosophy, like philosophy of Ibn Sina, philosophy of Sheikh Ishraq. They have to pass all these things, and then finally they have to get to this text, Al-Asfar al-Arba'a. This is the highest and the most important text in philosophy in Hawzeh today. And the last paragraph, it was
this type of philosophy.
It was this type of philosophy associated especially with the name of Muhammad Reza that has dominated the philosophical scene in Persia during the past few centuries and produced major figures. It is also this type of philosophy that continues to this day and has in fact been revived during the past few decades. Nearly all philosophers in Persia associated with the school of Mullah Sadra, which is also known as al-Hikmah al-Mutawalliya, have been and remain at once philosophers and mystics.
Okay. So, if we want to conclude our discussion about philosophy, we may say that
the history of philosophy begins with translation and then goes to the فلسفه المشاء and develop through this falsafa and reach its top and the highest level at the time of Ibn Sina. And after Ibn Sina we have the opposite philosophy, which is فلسفه الإشراق, which is founded by Sheikh Ishraq. And maybe for many centuries, about 5-6 centuries, there was a deep debate between these two philosophies, al-falsafat al-ishraq, al-falsafat al-mashya'. Finally, the time of Mullah Sadra, he said, okay, his philosophy or his hikmah is a combination of both. In some cases he says the truth is with Ibn Sina. In some cases the truth is with Sheikh Ishraq. But finally he founded and established a new hikmah, a new philosophy, which is based on a very important basis, which is Isalat al-Wujud. So Isalat al-Wujud or existentialism or Isalat al-Wujud is against essentialism. Essentialism is Isalat al-Mahiyya. So Isalat al-Mahiyya was dominating the philosophy for many centuries in Islam. But Mullah Sadra, he changed this Isala to Isalat al-Wujud. And recently Heidegger and some other Western philosophy, they based their philosophy on Isalat al-Wujud, which is many centuries ago Mullah Sadra mentioned this point. And then he solved many problems. For example, al-Haqiqat al-Jawhariyya, he solved the problem of light, he solved the problem of epistemology and other things. So in Hikmah al-Mutawalliya, Mullah Sadra, we see the combination of method, the combination of context, and the combination of rules and tools. This is the reason that from the time of Mullah Sadra until now, we can say his philosophy and al-Hikmah is alive and is active. If you go to universities, you go to Hawzه seminaries in Islam, I think the main philosophy which is taught is the philosophy of Mullah Sadra. And after Mullah Sadra, we don't have a new or so to speak very important philosophy after Mullah Sadra. Whoever comes after Mullah Sadra, like Mullah Hadi Sabzewari or Allama Tabatabai or other philosophers, they are interpreting and explaining the philosophy of Mullah Sadra. So we think and we say today philosophy of Mullah Sadra is the main philosophy in Islamic world. After philosophy we go to mysticism and Irfan. Inshallah next session we'll talk about Irfan, mysticism and Sufism and the method of mysticism and Irfan, and also the other branches of Irfan in Islam, inshallah. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.